This is the E-Ride Out. Bike Body 90X prep. Time to pelly up. Quit playing. Wee. Going to kick off this. Bike Body 90X. It's your Life Agent X. I'm doing a personal challenge. 120 days. Going 2B beats, bikes, blenders. This is the E-Ride Out. And he is the former Life and Health Agent exerciser, Stephen E. Cycling Pelly. With that.
Head up,
full body
2, 3, what he do?
composite scale, I think I'm gonna implement that on this one.
Keep your big
Cash run.
and so
Let's see what's good.
And your breathe from the ground, heartbeat, wheel beat, one sound, ride in, ride out, turn around, call the crew, Ralph strong, push the pedal, sing the workday song, pull the rope, hold fast, wind and wind out, make miles last.
Smart body analyzer. This guy, where's my phone? Smart body analyzer. All the stuff. Right, I think it's got the draw. You can get the armor on a little handheld.
Is the E-Ride Out. Bike Body 90X prep. Time to pelly up. Quit playing.
A lot of times I give gifts away like this instead. Have this one laying around, so I think I use it for my prep and that.
It's your Life Agent X. I'm doing a personal challenge. 120 days, going 2B beats, bikes, blenders. Is the E-Ride Out. And
he is
the former Life and Health Agent exerciser, Stephen E. Cycling Pelly. With that,
head up, 1, 2, 3, what he do? We call psycho coolin'.
what it do with your
And with the sensor.
so, and yeah.
There's a battery in it, looks like already, with this little guy right there.
Breathe.
I guess you scan, right?
From the ground, heartbeat, wheel beat, one sound, ride.
Pretty nice little mirror setup on it.
Call the crew,
So yeah,
Ralph strong, push the pedal.
I think I'll pull this one out.
Pull the road,
Real quick.
pull the road, hold fast.
I just rummaged up some loose items that I've laying around, mostly in the garage or hobby room or somewhere, that you have some items like this. Gonna have to be, and some of them are inexpensive, you can get them anywhere. Tends to be like a lot of the ones that you can get at nice enough places that you have access to. Walmart, Target, all this kind of stuff. These are like ropes. I use these. These will give you, they help you with your forearms and wrists, your grip, that kind of thing. I'm always some just basic
Bike Body 90X prep. Time to
ankle
pelly.
weights, right? Get the ones that you can get maybe up to 30 or 40 pounds, depending on how heavy you think you can go. But I'm telling you, it's like you're walking on clouds once you take those off. So you weigh yourself down with those. Right, see, I'm here on day 2, and I'm just trying to see if, the people ask all the time, they say, hey, can you,
The former Life and Health
thinking about doing something,
Stephen Cycling
personal training or P90X or something similar to that, even just going to local gyms, and you want to just kind of feel like the confidence that they can get it done and don't have to feel intimidated. You need to have a lot of this basic stuff and manage the first 6, 7, 8 weeks of deciding where they want to go, right? Everyone's got of course, nice. Now these are purified waters. I'm a distilled guy, so I still run to the distiller. You need a distiller. Run it at night when it's cooler. Have fresh water, at least clear enough water. A lot of times you still need some mineral content, so you have to check online or something, get some liquid drops or something, and drop take supplement vitamins and minerals and stuff like that. So, but again, you got the little these little grippies with your grip and that, right? You know, obviously. These are super good because they really build up an opportunity, right? Something you want to monitor, pressure and that to some degree. This is just a little finger deal that goes. You want to have some kind of little tape. But even with the massage or something, this is like a little heat rub or something, and you put it on areas that might be challenged for you with discomfort. Rub that on something. Sometimes they have obnoxious odors, and then some of them. Some people try to make them, nice enough to where they almost therapeutic, aromatherapy type stuff. But even if they're gently obnoxious or they're kind of loud and scent, at least you know that you've done something and you can relax your mind and feel the thermal heat on that. Right, this old guy came with this little RX, and I have him laying around the garage for me. Right, this has all type of tools in it. But you just keep stuff like this, even if you catch it on sale somewhere. Now, I've been moving this around my garage. But you want to have access to stuff if the situation. I had to recover in the garage for a year one time. And I was grateful to have a lot of stuff, even including the bike, right? So that bike I have now, I think that bike that I use in videos, I think I found that I was stumbling through. I had a group online that was telling people to shop for all these knick-knack stuff, do Goodwill and stuff. And I said, hey, meet me up over here. We went to a Goodwill, and I saw that gym bike right there. And it was a high-end gym bike, $800-900. I found it at Goodwill. For $100, it looked like the person bought it and never even used it. And I ran and got the guy. I said, hey man, let me get that bike. How much you want for that? He said, I don't know, check. He said, give me $100. $100. And I had a coupon. It was like 20% off. So the bike was like $69, some change. And I said, keep the change. After they rung me up, I said, here's $100. Donate $20 difference back to you. I don't care. $100. Save. Man, I still use that bike today. So yeah, and I have plenty of different bikes. I've got the classroom full of bikes. Of course, 10, right? So I'll show you some pictures. I used to have so many bikes. I had to open the gym, so it was that. Anyway, this one's adjustable. Boom, adjustable. As low as 25 pounds up to 40, and this is plenty just to get your regular daily activities in. So really, and a wave vest. Like this is a nice little Reebok. It's jazz. It's nice. It's comfortable. It's sharp looking. It doesn't look, and it doesn't get, and it wipes down easy. And you just gently keep it clean. I wouldn't get too sweaty in those, because I don't know what's in that sand or whatever it is. But you don't want to make it so you don't want to be in it. Just wear it around when you're taking it easy. I wouldn't even really work out, and I walk around normal with that. And then when I take that off, then I work out, and I'm like feeling like I already get an advantage. And trust me, that makes a big difference the way I feel. So here's some basic stuff. Now, if you live in a drier climate, even a cold climate, doesn't have to be a heat climate, I recommend this. I'm a respiratory guy. And this is a warm mist. You can put there's pods that can go on this little guy. See right here? They snap on there, and they give you a little bit of aromatherapy, just to make it entertaining and fun, and even just pleasant and nice. But just take pure water. Right, put them in here. They come with these little. I should have put the package at, but they're pure water. They're super clean now. They're really distilled waters. I use distilled waters. It's not gonna leave a lot of residue or any residue in there. And you know, people vape and they have all type of chemicals. This is just nice, clean water, keeping you, because the lungs operate. They have to be moist. They have to be moist. So if you don't have excess, it's all dry air, I would recommend, or go create a steam room in the shower. I do that. I'm going to show you that. Right, you get for $50, you can get a little steamer and put that in the restroom and run that when you have a shower, and then when you get out, if you have a shower where you can clog it up and get 2 or 3 inches at the bottom to keep your feet soaking in some magnesium, zinc, all that kind of stuff, and some therapeutics there, and get those feet doctored up nice, and in that warm water. At the same time, the steam and the little steamer, I'm telling you, it's so, you can't even see across the little restroom because it's so thick in there. And you just get that, and you sit there for 15 minutes at a time, 15 minutes something, and then you be done with it. But yeah, and of course you need a mirror. Get yourself a mirror. Don't jack around. Get yourself a big mirror, right? A nice mirror or something. Even if it's one of those closet mirrors, hang on the door of your closet. You need a mirror. Mirror. That's what all the magic is. Mirror on the wall, right? I'm telling you, don't get me started on what mirrors do for you, right? That's why they got mirrors in the spin studio. You go to spin studio, I sit right at the mirror. I don't want to see the back of no one's head, no one's gonna stuff. I don't want I sit right at the mirror, and they always say, "Oh, sure you want to sit here?" And they primarily don't want me to sit there because they think people are gonna be distracted with their fitness versus my fitness when I'm sitting there at the mirror. And I know that. They think I don't know that, but that's okay. People should see that. People should see a guy that's doing all this stuff in his garage, and he's paid $25, $30, and they paid $25, $30, and you go there and you're sitting right next to the instructor, and they're up on the stage, and you down in front of the mirror, and people following you. People following you because you did your homework. This is called homework right here, guys. And this is day 2. I'm just mentioning this out. I gotta get out of here, but then I gotta let. Guys, get yourself a little collection of just necessaries. I say the necessaries is they're gonna be the ankle weights, the vest, some kind of kettlebell, something that's adjustable, so you don't have to have a whole bunch of stuff. See, right? Once I took that out, I didn't need all the other stuff that's from the box. I only needed that, right? So really, I could have bought that off the shelf and I waste, another $100 or something on that whole big bin. I like these little rope thingies. They're super sturdy and they're nice. I put the little extra grip on them. The ladies or somebody with a smaller grip might want to take a younger person, or someone might want to take this, but I like the bigger grip. They're more like the handlebars on the cycle for me, so I put the grip there, so it feels more like the handlebar. And then when I get to the cycle room or to a cycle gym, they feel wimpy. I was like, oh, that was a wimpy. But at least I got my grip. My grip is up because I've been gripping these little guys and jumping on a real cycle. So anyway, and then those grips right there. So again, I'm just repeating myself, but get yourself in a little group, or shoot me a picture or whatever of what you end up having, and goodness bless you because you can get it out. I'm on day 2, 120 days prepping for the P90X stuff in the zone. I want to go in hot on the P90X stuff. I'm gonna have to go check out the highlights because I haven't really looked into it. Once I knew, I was already a fan, so I already knew that if it was, I managed to do all my living room stuff, Insanity, and the P90X, all that stuff in the living room. So, and they got me off the ground and got me in it. So I'm just a regular guy jacking around. I do have certs. I'm a professional, and once I just starting with stuff like this from the garage, before you know it, there's hundreds of people. There's hundreds of people at the local gym or something like this, online or whatnot, and you're doing classes or you're helping other people. And it's not about just because you look like you're fit. they can see right through, because if you look like you're fit, like a lot of these people, they look like they're fit, but as soon as I go there, I'm saying, they're like, where you cycle at? I said, in the garage. Dude, I cycle in the garage. I can cycle in the garage and come in here and see. You gotta stop, you gotta get off the bike, you gotta take breaths, and you act like you're telling a story, but you're walking around, you're table dancing and doing all this kind of stuff, trying to trick people into thinking, and you see they working hard, but you off the bike, walking around, visiting and talking to people. You could have did that before the class, and I don't think they could have did that before the class, right? But that's because they didn't. That's because they either got so far away from this garage work, this easy garage work, and got used to people coming just because they didn't want to help. They wanted to move forward, and they take advantage to some degree, not a whole lot. They're putting in work. They built a spot, but I'm telling you right now, there's a lot that can be done, that needs to be done on your own, and you can do it at your own pace. Okay, all right, guys. All right, guys. I might as well get the scaling. Now, not that the scale is something that. With the weights on everything on 192, okay? So I got the weight vest and the ankles on 192. At least it was, you know,
Going to kick off this bike body
194 and a half.
I'm doing a personal challenge, 120 days, going to be beats.
Alright, so let me jump on here. I took the ankle weights and the vest off. And I'm on 163 and a half. Okay? So that's 163 and a half of the other items. So the nice thing is I'm picking up, seems like, I guess this is 20 pounds. This is 20. And then these might be, what was it, 160. So they, you know, they're probably 6, 7, 8 pounds a piece. There, so that'd be 20 and 30. So even if I call it 30, that's about right. Because it was 194, with those items on, 163 and a half, well, so yeah, 30 pounds. Anyway, I've got a nice.
Call the crew. We're out strong, push the pedals, seem to work. Day song, pull the road. Hold fast.
This is the E Ride Out. Bike Body 90X.
So yeah, I'm put where's my
plan?
in this guy right here.
Going to kick off the
Yeah, that's my vegetable. I'm gonna take those out. Those are just microwave some.
I'm doing a personal challenge.
Just build hot water,
going to
some honey, some little flavorings, the rice, and some kale. So yeah, and that should do it.
He is
the former
And that's easy enough. Cooked it, did the vegetable in there, microwave the rice in the bag, mixed it all together, added my little ingredients, and voila, just a little nice little rice and vegetables with I think it's like pistachio butter or something in there too, which is scrum. That peanut, prepping for the peanut, yes.